Hi, hello everyone. So we're coming on to the last kind of section, but of course we're leaving the best to last in a way. So these would kind of only best way to describe these ones are epic. Okay, literally that's the only word to describe these ones. So before we do them, we're going to do a little bit of thinking. Okay, so right, so we've got an XY axis here, just a very rough one drawn. So I want you to have a look at the following kind of scenarios. So scenario A is where we have a circle sitting on the x-axis. And scenario B, as you can see, is we have a circle sitting on the y-axis. Okay, so we'll have a look at both scenarios first of all before we dive into this question, just to see what's happening. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight the fact that we have two centers here. So in order to infer knowledge about these, so basically what they're going to be asking you to do here is to find the equations. Excuse me. And all they're really going to give to help you, for want of a better word, is maybe, just maybe, they'll give you one of the coordinates of the center. Okay, so I suppose first and foremost, let's write down what the coordinates of the center are. Okay, so remember the coordinates of the center, and we do this in general form, are always going to be minus g and minus f. Okay, minus g and minus f. So that's always going to be the center, because remember when you have x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals 0, when you have that, how do you find? You change the sign and half it. That's how you get the center. Okay, so that's what we're really dealing with here. So if you look at it very carefully, there to there is your g value, for want of a better word, absolute value of g. Okay, and from there to there, and this is the important bit, watch, from there to there, well, what does that represent? Isn't that the y element of your coordinate? It's the f bit of it. Okay, so the radius of this one is really going to be whatever the absolute value is of minus f, because you're going to ignore the minus bit because you can't have a negative distance. It's just going to be whatever the f number is. Okay, so if that was 2, 3, the radius has to be 3. It's as simple as that. Okay, there's no way around it. Okay, similarly here, if you look at one that's touching the y-axis, the radius here is going to be the x coordinate, isn't it? So the radius here is going to be the bit of it that goes from there to there, which the radius here is going to be the absolute value of the g bit, you know, the minus g bit. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, so what? But if you know g and f as the formula in the general equation, we know a formula from the general equation to generate the radius. So let's have a look at this. So we'll take it in two turns. We'll take a look at it where r is equal to the absolute value of minus f. Okay, so what's our general formula for radius when we're looking at? Isn't it the square root of g squared plus f squared minus c? But now we're saying that that's going to be equal to f. See where we're going with this? Square both sides. G squared plus f squared minus c is equal to f squared. The f squared cancelled, so g squared is equal to c, and g is equal to the root of c. So you can see where we're going with this. We could do the same thing if we had r equal to the absolute value of minus g. Follow the same route down, and you'll get f equal, so you'd have f squared equal to c, f is equal to square root of c. Okay, So you can see there's a route if we have very little knowledge in order to find what we want. Okay, so that's the trick. And I'm going to widen this out again a little bit more because I really want to kind of get the full whack of this in here. So this is a very specific scenario. Okay, it's only where it's kissing one of the axes, and that's the only information you have. Then you can start going down this route and working it out. Okay, that's what we're going to try today. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have enough look at a go. Give this a go, for want of a better word. Okay, so what we're going to try today to do is we're going to find the equation of two circles containing points 3, 2, 3 and minus 2, and 2 and minus 1. And this is the important bit, which touch the x-axis. Okay. So we're going to give this our best shot. Okay, our best shot. Oh, let's give this a go. Start off, we're going to need some help. Okay, all I've been given is 2 points. Now they're not on the x-axis, so they're no help to me. Okay, absolutely no help to me. However, they do allow me to work out certain things about the general equation because we've done this type of question before. So let's write down our general equation. X squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. Okay, now if 2 and minus 1 are on it, then I can replace x's with 2 and y's with minus 1, and that would give me some type of formula, would it not? I hear you cry. Yes, it does. So let's give that one a go. Okay, so let's put 2 and 1 in. So that's 2 squared plus minus 1 squared plus 2g times 2 plus 2f times minus 1 plus c equals 0. Okay, so let's do this out. That's 4 plus 1 plus 4g minus 2f plus c equal to 0. So let's get that nice and neat. That's going to be 4g minus 2f plus c equal to minus 5. So there's one part and ready to go. Okay, let's try it with the 3 and 2. Same thing again. Let's put the 3 and 2 in. If I put the 3 in, that's 3 squared plus 2 squared. Sorry, plus minus 2 squared. No, I just didn't check that one. Plus 2g times 3 plus 2f times minus 2 plus c equal to 0. So I've got here, we've got 9 plus 4 plus 6g minus 4f plus c equal to 0. That's 6g minus 4f plus c equal to minus 13. There's a second formula. Okay. Now, does that really help us? No. Okay. At the moment, that doesn't really help us, but it should do. Okay. What other information? To me, there's nothing there that's going to help me. I can't do a simultaneous unless I had a third one. 2 of them just ain't going to work. Okay. So I need a third one, but that's not going to help me. What other information? I know it touches the x-axis. If it touches the x-axis, remember, if it's touching the x-axis, I'll go back to the picture. I have the picture there. Oh, don't tell me I threw away the picture. Did I throw away the? No, I didn't. There it is. If it touches the x-axis, then r is equal to the absolute value of minus f, which means I can work out the g is equal to the square root of c. That's basically what I'm. Okay, that's what I can do. So what would that mean for us? Well, if we know that g still, if it touches, you don't have to write this down, touches the x-axis, then g squared is equal to c. Okay, so that's what we know for sure. Now you can see what's going on here. Okay, we can try maybe to get c, if we could, and g and substitute them in and do something like that. Okay, so that's going to try and do that. This is where this is epic. Okay, so I have information here about G's and C's. If I could cancel the F's, I'd have G and C. I could sub them in here and work something out. So that's what I'm kind of getting at now. I couldn't use them on their own. I had nothing to reference them with, but I do now. This is my third equation. Okay, so I'm going to take these two and I'm going to cancel them out. I'm going to cancel out the F because that's not going to help. And what's this one? 6G minus 4F plus C equal to minus 13. So if I multiply the top line by minus 2, that should cancel out. Minus 2 will cancel out the F's. I'll have minus 8 plus, it'll give me minus 8. Let me think. So we'll just do it. Okay, top line by minus 2. Don't know why that's pinging there. So top line by minus 2. I hope I haven't lost anyone so far. So that's, I'm going to do it in a different color. Minus 8G plus 4F minus 2C equal to 10. So look, I'm just going to cancel it with this one. Gone. Minus 2G. What's plus minus C. And minus 3. Okay, so I got C is equal to minus 2G plus 3. C is equal to minus 2G plus 3. Sorry, lost you at the end there. So now I have C, so I can replace it in there and solve. Haha, for G. Remember, we want 2 circles, which means we need 2 G's. Okay, so let's try, and I'm going to zoom this higher, so I'm hoping everyone can see this. Okay, so far we've got C is equal to minus 2G. Okay, so let's take what I know. I know that, I'll try and get this right, that G squared is equal to C, but I know that C is equal to minus 2G plus 3, but, so G squared is equal to minus 2G plus 3, G squared plus 2G minus 3 is equal to 0. G, 3, 1, plus and a minus. So G is equal to 1 or G is equal to minus 3. Aha, we finally got somewhere. Okay, so if G is equal to 1, then that means that C is equal to 1. If G is equal to minus 3, that means that C is equal to, because I'm using this expression here, 9. Haha. Suddenly now we have G's and suddenly now we have C's, which means I can find my 2 possible F's. Yeah, I hear you cry. Now I know what you're at. Okay, so if C is 1 and G is 1, let's pop them in here. If C is 1 and G is 1, that's 4 plus 1 is 5 minus 10. F is going to be 5. I'm just substituting in. And if G is minus 3, that's minus 12 plus 9. Minus 12 plus 9 is minus 4. Then F is going to be 1. That's not too bad. Right. So I've got a G, a C, and an F for both of them. Okay, well, let's build our 2 circles. So this circle is going to be, if I have a 1, and a 5, it's going to be x squared plus y squared plus 2 times G, 2 times 1, plus 2fy, 2 times, that's 10y, and plus 1 equal to 0. And if it's this one, it's going to be a tougher one. It's going to be x squared plus y squared plus minus, so it's going to be minus 2 times 3, minus 6x plus 2y minus plus 9 equals 0. So there's your two possibilities. Oh my God. Epic in the extreme of epicness. Okay? That is epic. There's no other way of talking about that one. You're doing a lot of things there, lads. Okay? Once you've seen it done once, you won't get stuck on it again. The problem lies here. When we did this before, there was other methods of getting rid of the G or the F. We either knew a G or an F, or one of them was a 0, and you could solve for the other two very easily. Or remember, there was another option where you could, if there was a third point, you could, in fact, just do a triple. But I remember we said that was just crazy trying to do it that way. In this case, there's nothing else to go on. You can't. You're in a natural stop. So you need some other piece of information. And that other piece of information is the fact that you've got the x-axis touching, which gives you this expression. So suddenly you've got this. So that means if you can cancel the F, you can get C in terms of G, sub it in, which is what we did. Solve it for the two possible G's, get the two possible C's from the expression, then get your two possible F's by subbing them back in. Then when you got G, C, and F, you got your general equation done. Okay? As I said, it's an epic one. Okay? It's as tough as they come in terms of the magic of this. Okay? So it's one of those questions you just have to go for it. Okay? Really just have to go for it. But that is literally as hard as it could possibly ever get. And even at that, that's probably a 15 marker being thrown at you there. You know, it is a tough one. Right, we'll try one more. Very quick, very simple one. Okay? So we'll just go. Center is 3 and minus 4. And it touches the x-axis. Okay. So that's all we've got to go on. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1, and we're going to do this like super duper quick. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're back. Okay. So listen, like anything else, it is really a matter of you just kind of looking at it. So we need the equation, don't we? Like we have the center. So we know it's x minus 3 to be squared, y plus 4 to be squared is equal to r squared. We just don't have the r. But what do we know? Right? If it touches the x-axis, we know that r is equal to the absolute value of minus f. Okay? So that's your f. It's already got a minus. So it's the r is equal to 4, isn't it? Okay? That was it. Okay, so it's just going to be x minus 3 to be squared plus y plus 4 to be squared is equal to 116. Okay? That's it. That's all it could be. You know. But listen, you could have worked that out yourself. You know what I mean? You could have just sketched it. You know, if something's 3 and minus 4, out to 3, down to minus 4, there's the center. If it's touching the x-axis, okay, just there. Well, listen, what is the radius? Isn't the radius just going to be the distance from the center to the x-axis? So from minus 4 to 0, the absolute value of that distance is 4. So, you know, it wasn't going to be a hard question anyway, like, you know what I mean? But that just shows you the accessibility of these questions, really. So, you know, do they get harder than that? Of course they do, and you will see ones that are harder. But again, it's just a matter of getting as far enough into it so that you can A, garner as much marks as you possibly can, and B, that you can actually figure it out. Okay. All right. Well, listen, thank you very much, lads. I'll see you again sometimes.